and hopefully we continue the downtrend, and then I can resell it.
Nice work, man.
Yeah, that book.
Oh, I thought you were trying to hold it to go up. I'm sorry.
That
No, I
book.
wanted to buy back my short leg so I could resell it, but I need the market to go down now that I rebought it.
The whole book. It's trend, support, and resistance at the beginning of the book. That the point I'm up to now, and it's incredible, and it's so easy to understand.
Nice.
Good, 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 good. Yeah, support and resistance are important. You know, when you look at what the big market makers are talking about, and what they talk about as support and resistance, and they talk about what the 50 and the 100 and the 200 or something. I think that's good stuff.
Yeah, the 200 has been like awesome for finding a moving pivot, and it's either support or resistance on pretty much every chart frame. Like you can see here, it was support on the 5-second chart. You can see it was support on the 5-minute chart, and you can see it was support on the 1 minute or the 1-minute chart. What's cool about that 200 period is if it's just a simple moving average, it'll tell you where the magnet for price is at all times. And you know, you look at it on the daily chart. Everybody looks at it on the daily chart. God, my chart's a mess. And it's a magnet for price. So like right now, it's looking to pull the daily up to like 394. Hard to say if it'll get there, but every time it's been in play, it's a magnet. So
Yep, good stuff.
man, we are skying out here. Let's see if
All
I
right.
can rotate the call side of my condor into a butterfly up there, and then if price returns back down, I can go and condor the other side of it too. Didn't quite give me the opportunity earlier, but
Well, that red hammer with that green candle should have been a good sign there
yeah.
on the 5. I just sometimes look at too much stuff, and then I come back and I go, oh, I missed my trade. You know, and get a tweezer top like that. Look at this one on the 1 minute.
I mean, it's still likely to be, just another relief rally in a bear market type of situation, but look at that perfect
There's
tweezer.
engulfing.
I'll keep my trend lines off for the time being because, man, they're dirty as hell. I've got to like wipe my SPY chart again and start over. So hello YouTube.
Hey everybody on YouTube land, how you doing?
We be hanging, yo. That dates me. All right.
Well, everything's groovy. There, that dates me.
There you go. That was a nice clean bounce on Tesla, man. I'm impressed. So the car was intentionally driven off the cliff, apparently. Wow. Crazy. I know there's a lot of cliffs out there in California. A lot of ravines and stuff.
Follow through, I want it.
I used to whip through those canyon roads when I was a kid. Like Decker Canyon. I used to go through Black Canyon, Santa Susana Pass. That whole area was a lot of fun. Hell, if Devin comes back on, we've got some stories to tell about some canyon runs. Well, we're just kind of hanging out in this little
Hanging out in this little spot.
little bearish reversal pattern on a 5-second chart. Not quite complete yet, but on the 1-minute chart, the only thing to watch for is a break through that 8 period.
And you can also watch the new Madoff docuseries on Netflix. It's fantastic.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't like Netflix too much, but I get very excited anytime there's a new Madoff documentary or show.
Oh yeah.
So I've been waiting for this one. The best one done though is the Dreyfus one on Hulu.
All
That's the
right,
best
y'all.
so far.
I'm going to wipe all the lines off my charts and start over. Poof.
They've done three. So the Netflix one's the newest one, obviously, and then there was Wizard of Lies with Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, which was okay. And then the miniseries on Hulu, that was the first one with Richard Dreyfuss as Madoff, which was it's definitely my favorite so far.
I'll have to watch that one. That's got to have some serious comedy to it. I mean, just the gullibility of some of the people that went after that. I mean,
The new one, the docuseries, it's incredible. He had a legit market making business, but then on the side he was doing that Ponzi, and it started as like a coffee table, like investment advice group.
right.
So he had a legit business that was actually doing what it was supposed to be doing, and then on the side he had a giant Ponzi. And in '87, when the crash happened, he basically had all these people. He had to pay him back $441 million because they called all their money back. So then he went to three guys that he knew who were like at the time, like major Wall Street guys. And without question, they all gave him the 441 million to invest, and he paid everybody back with that 441 million. And then, because he did that, they called him back up and gave him more money, like all the
Yeah.
people who he gave money back to. It was crazy.
The rope-a-dope. That is nuts. I mean, you got to kind of like count the red flags in that whole thing. And by the time we were hearing about it, you can go and say like, yeah, I wouldn't have got sucked into that or whatever. But a lot of people who were giving them this money weren't the most gullible in this situation.
No, like those three guys were legendary investors.
Yeah,
He just had somehow failed his way up to an incredible pedigree. Like, I mean, he was chairman of NASDAQ 3 terms.
yeah.
They weren't going to say no.
Nope, that's for sure. Why does orange become my default when I do that? That's so weird. Trying to mark out this megaphone for the past 5 minutes here. It's right there. I'm waiting for this thing to break over. And it's at the third
Well, you
push
could
on.
get a possible like double top. We got that V bottom, then you always can get a double top out of that.
Right.
Bottom.
It's the bottom. That's not updating my charts very well either. I'll have to figure it out. I think I got another update to download for Webull to get this all working right.
All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good day.
You too,
Hey,
man.
have a great day, man.
And again, man, thanks again for everything
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
You gave us some good information today too. Thank you.
Great stuff, man. Good day, heathens. Yes, we are heathens. Well, there's actually a preacher man here, so
Not anymore.
well, you're less heathen than I am. All right.
Okay, what you gonna do here? Because fake me out on one tweezer top.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice one too on a 1 minute chart. And I was just watching that 8 period. That's we keep
That's it. Got to watch the 8 period. There's so many things you need to keep an eye on.
we keep hammering that down, dude. That's for the break. Trade the break, not the setup.
Exactly.
Unless you start trading this 5-second chart, trade the break, not the setup.
All right, this is pretty strong. Green candles and the
Yeah, this is
5
looking kind of bearish. I mean, I'm sorry, not bearish, bullish. I'm thinking I should sell the 376 for a while, but if we hit that resistance line, we could reject right back to regression. I wanted us to go slightly below regression and then reverse or something if I was going to do that. So I'm just sitting with a naked foot now, sadly.
It's still a rising megaphone. For now. Sometimes those get pretty methodical about retracing. Sometimes they don't.
Right. But if it breaks up to the top side, then we're definitely like super bullish. So then I would probably sell the 376 and ride it for a bit until we get some sort of reversal. But as of right now, I'm too scared to do that because every time I do something like that, it tries to go back down on me, and then I sold a position at a stupid price.
Yeah, careful on that. There's your target line for a retrace. And actually, I'm going to move that down to the next control bar right there. So 381.30 would be a retrace target.
Okay.
Here it comes right on to the regression line. Didn't quite make a full third push on resistance though, so this can still grab one leg off the 8 period and bounce back through the regression. But if it fails that 8 period, you set up your quick measured move to angular support, and then the breakover target would be right down here. Awesome for trading futures. Not going to get very far trading options on that range though. Not enough. Needs
Here
more
we
poop.
come. Coming back to the top. All right, 38.75.25 possibility.
Let's see, we got Tesla bounce, Amazon bounce. Mullen's taking off, man. Running to 44 cents. That's a 6%, 6.7% rise from the open. Got that pile of puts sitting there.
Push right now. You can do with those puts.
I sold them to open, so they can just pay me on time decay, or they can assign me. Either way, I'm good.
Even if it goes up.
Yeah, even if it goes up, because I sold them to open. So
Okay.
if the price goes above 50 cents, those will expire worthless. I keep all the premium.
Let's see.
If the price stays under 50 cents and it's like under 50 cents by a penny or more at expiration, which is what's the date on that damn thing? The 20th. I keep all the premium, plus I get to collect 100 shares per contract on that. Since I sold those contracts at 18 cents a piece, my cost basis is reduced by 18 cents per share on assignment. So my cost
Wow.
basis would be 32 cents a share.
By the way, we're done with news.
Yep, done with news, and now we're just
There may
natural
be some
price action.
speakers later on, so I don't see it on as far as the TOS goes.
There's your break. And even a 5-second chart had its own little megaphone pattern.
Yeah.
That wasn't strong enough. Needs to go deeper.
Needs to definitely go deeper. Where the
Yeah,
heck?
it looks like this might be just a pullback.
I'm having trouble drawing on Webull anymore. It's like it drops the line on the first click instead of the second click.
See if it can hold at 8.
Regression.
I'm on the MES, guys. It's more than SPY.
1, 2, 3, go! And
All right, so it closed the bar
wow,
1 minute, but
angular support bounce to regression.
it's holding that.
Bullish engulfing too.
Yeah, end pattern on the 5-minute.
Yeah,
Possible. And there's your tweezer right through 8 period.
yeah.
So trading a break, going short here, there was a stop point. That's the bottom of this wick.
We are coming to the top of. We've already crossed. Well, we're at the open. We're on top of the open right now on the MES.
Tesla
Should have
Breaking
sold.
into the in between
got Tesla
from
steady.
the tweezer top at 936.
The
This is still a spot here to be cautious with, because it's on a 5 minute. It could be like a double top.
right.
So if you're thinking bullish here, really it's just kind of a sit and wait zone for me.
Yeah, it's a sit and wait for me too. It's just stinky because I almost I almost got into a good position there, but I wasn't quite quick enough. So I could have actually resold a put, probably the 373, at slightly below my new cost basis, and then just let it decay during all this. But I would really like for it to dive down just a little bit further so I can recapture that max
Oh man,
max gain or whatever.
I hate
See
to
what happens here.
get up in the middle of this, but I gotta go let some coffee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing. I'll be back.
Woo! Look at all that red on the announcements, not the chart.
Let's say, what are you talking about, Jeremy? You've been drinking too much of that, spiked coffee.
No, I haven't done that since I was like 24, 25.
So it looks like we're challenging a supply zone. We're not really gaining a lot of momentum through it yet on the 1 minute chart. In fact, we just keep bouncing back and forth in that range. But that doesn't really encourage me yet to not sell the leg up put. I mean, the break even on that 372.80, I don't think we would hit that today. But if we do dive down, the value would kind of increase, and now I wouldn't be able to buy it back. I'd have to rely on theta.
We're back
And the
under
theta kind of stings. It's only $20.
back under regression and under that 384 pivot. I think we could have a quick setup for either a retracement, or we can get a accumulation and continuation into a bullish measured move.
Let's see. Looks like it wants to pop.
It's kind of looking that way, but
Let's see what it does here with the 8. Well, this could be a fake out.
Yeah. Give that 5-second chart a little time to adjust here. That megaphone there is just this piece right here.
Because it's reaching back right now and it's trying to test that top of that in between from those candles, first two big red candles after that little opening rally.
Right. The thesis is two ways here. So we have what
Yep.
looks like a big old bear flag accumulation here. A pop and drop would send it to the 200 first, so like 387, 388 push, and then a breakover. Or we get a breakover here in an evening star on a 2-hour chart where we get a spinner and then a bar down back to opening range support. And if we break that, sayonara, we will see 372 in no time. Essentially, this is the end of the bear flag today. And either it will fail as a bear flag and be a reversal, or it will ride on down for a bearish measured move. I can't speak this morning. Can go as low as like yeah, no. If you just kind of use your eyeball and figure out about the accumulation zone up here, so like let's guesstimate 405. 405 to 382. We'll call that the central point. So that's what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13 range. So $13 down from 382.
We're still inside of yesterday's candle.
So that would be
The
a
body is.
hell of a measure
So
move.
let's see what happens here. Inverted hammer. Doesn't mean anything.
So like 371 would be the
Could
measured move
mean
on
everything.
that. And there's a control bar right in there too, isn't there? There's 372.
Yeah.
And then 360, 350 is like the next lower, or 364, sorry.
So we basically have gone between two pivots in the open since this morning.
Right. Here's your
We
regression line
started. Yep. Look at that.
break on that 5-second chart. 200's right here though. It can bounce here.
Yeah.
It's another one of those wait for the break before you go chasing it.
Yep.
There it goes.
That's on the 5-second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a bigger move than that 5-second move.
Oh yeah. It just gives you a refinement of where you expect the break to be. But remember, here's the 1-minute chart. This is still a rising megaphone. It just touched angular support right here. So broke regression, broke to 200. Cool. But you wait for that break to continue before you go chasing it.
Yep. But I'm also partly wondering if we're in a rising megaphone, should I go ahead and sell short the 376 because we're likely to just grind away sideways and still rise up slightly at the very least. But if we take a random just dive down, that would really screw me.
Right. So 2 things to know. I'm going to draw them with segments so I don't dirty up the rest of my chart so bad. This is your control zone right here, about 383.88. See if I can get that to 0. There we go. Got to break that. That's your critical resistance point to go long, as if this was going to be a bullish measured move.
And we failed it twice so far.
Yeah.
But we are retesting it a third time, it looks like.
So when you look at the
And
rising
we also
megaphone,
tested pre-market too.
rising megaphones tend to break bearish. They tend to do a 50% retracement, but not always. And if it ends up being a setup for a measured move, we ignore the megaphone and go, okay, well, it's got to break this. That's your resistance point break where you'll start to see that measured move stack up. And what's the distance? So 380 to 380, 350-ish, you know, that's significant. It's a $3
It's about $2.50.
$3.50 move to the upside. So that's possible. But it's got to crack this critical resistance point first. If it gets rejected here, we can shoot for the 50% retracement, and we can also shoot for an extension down even further. There's one thing we've also got to draw here. It's amazing how fast my chart gets dirty. Start drawing on it.
Low.
Well, you got an angular support down here too. Why isn't it not letting me draw that? Dang it. Right there. So let me just extend this line over.
That actually almost looks like a wedge megaphone, if that's a thing.
Well, it's still a
On the
megaphone. It's
downside.
expanding range. And always, also draw your regression line. That middle line matters. So if we get a break, there's your 50% retracement of this channel, but this is the regression line. This is the extension target for bears if this rejects and breaks over here. And there's your angular support
Oh, that
on
would
this
be
rising
so
channel.
sweet if we went down that far.
So at least you have a way of seeing what's expected.
Right. And I can hold today too, because as far as theta is concerned, I've taken care of that. The problem is I got to worry about delta at this point because we ran up from where I was kind of in the comfort zone. And I always forget about that. I got to worry about theta a lot. I mean, delta a lot. But I'm also trying to trade delta to get my cost basis down. Like right now, my $400 position was whittled down to $255, and I can still sell the $2 wide strike, but it won't be at a big no loss anymore. It'll be at like pennies on the dollar again.
Right.
But maybe I can fix that later if we do descend down like we did earlier this morning. But we are approaching that time where we're going to get closer to that slow grind of the day where things don't really happen, and then you do have theta eating away your positions.
Right. There's your
That's why I'm
angular
kind of eager to get back on the spread.
support break of the rising megaphone right here. Let that 1 minute candle close.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Got a red hammer just outside of angular support. So let's see what happens next.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
And this is where you get one of those weirdo lines too, by the way. Heck yeah, man. Nice work.
Yeah, this is a little rangy here.
ZS is whew. I was looking at just trying to win there. Ridiculous spread. Oh, I bet the options chain is probably pretty wide on that because it doesn't have a lot of beta. That's one bearish looking chart though, dude. Control bar on a weekly is about to get broken. 101.40. Look at this bar right here. That might be a decent short, but the options probably aren't up to snuff on that. 79.50 would be the target of this bar. And we're sitting right on top of it. This is a similar look to when I shorted Zillow way back in the day.
Okay. So
There you
so
go.
far that double top is being a double top.
Breaking over. There's your angular support break. Trend is under the 8 period the whole time. We're out. Down to 382 we go.
Where
382.
did you say?
382.
382.
382.
Interesting. 382.
That thing's been such an old
That
friend.
number just keeps coming up again and again.
A lot. That's why I'm saying they know what they're doing. They keep keeping us in this
We got a-
zone.
Holy smokes!
Interesting. We got a double doji on the 1 minute. Is it going to be a triple doji?
Are they trying to run it back? Ha! There's got to be a liquidity zone here. I'm not looking at the ES chart, but I bet it sticks right out of that order book. Right there. Look at those two
We are in a
dojis.
liquidity zone. Let me see. Where are you there? 2 dojis?
Yeah, I got two dojis on the 1 minute chart right here. You got the 1029, 1030.
Yep, 2 dojis. Look at that. They're going to push this up.
Yep. A-holes.
That was a pullback on the 5 minute.
We were under that 8 period, and the moment we weren't, see ya.
Still got to break above that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it breaks that, and we got some game for the upside.
That doji was saying, "Do not short me."
Oh,
This one was saying, "I dare you."
Let's see. Still got a break. The wick on that green bar ain't happened yet.
It's gotta
Let's see. There it is. It's pushing.
crank that resistance zone. If it can't do it, this can still be a bearish setup where you get that accumulation, up until probably about 11 o'clock, and then all of a sudden it'll either break out or break down. All right. I don't know about inverted head and shoulders. Where are you looking there?
5 minute probably. I'm not looking at chat. Sorry, y'all. I need to do a better job of that.
No, this is just range. We got that descending megaphone on lock, but really it's just a key pivot point.
3871 on the MES, the 3870, 71. That's been an area of, I want to say it was support before. 1, 2, 3. Holy cow, this is the fourth hit into this pivot.
Wow.
I would have to say that if it fails this yet again, we're not going above that.
No.
I know there have been times where we've done 5 or 6 touches, but come on, man. When in a bearish market, that doesn't really bode a breakover and that we're going up. Just out of probability alone, every single time you touch again, it's a likelihood where you fail that it's going to stay failed.
Right.
I'm just looking at the chart, and right now it's showing me it's bullish at the moment.
Oh, it certainly is.
Amazon kind of printed a big old wick on the 1 hour down through the angular on that megaphone. But now it's sitting right on it, so
here we go. Attempt number 4. Let's see if we can break through this little supply zone. Actually, wait. This is 1, 2, 3 times in the pre-market. Once in opening. Second time. And then this is the third time after opening. So this is actually attempt 6 to break out of this.
yeah. Bulls are really trying.
Yeah, they got to break that pivot, though. They got to blast through it. It still could be a little double top on the 1 minute.
Well,
Two
we're
dojis
up
to
above
the
the
bottom.
regression line on the range expansion on the 5 second chart here. And that's setting up a measured move right now. That would run 384.15 just outside of that resistance pivot.
3875.25 is the top of the 15-minute opening range.
Half legs met on the 5 second chart right here.
This is well, let's see. It's a wait and see moment.
It really rode that megaphone like crazy. That's a very narrow channel megaphone, and it rode it the whole way up and barely wicked out the bottom before returning right back into it.
You could have been scalping the crap out of this.
Head and shoulders and inverted head and shoulders, to answer the question in the chat there. Those are typically reversals. You find them at the end of a trend, and if they're at the top of a trend, if you counted that pre-market run up, that would be a bullish trend. So if this was a head and shoulders on top, it would be a bearish reversal at the top of the trend. If you're looking for an inverted head and shoulders, as in a reversal pattern from a bearish trend, you would see it at the bottom of a bearish trend. So it's kind of neither. What you're looking at, not quite a cup and handle either, but that's a closer pattern to look at for this setup, where you got a bullish trend to pull back, a roll down beyond a 50% retracement, and then coming back up to the rim line of the cup, so to speak. The handle pulls back right here. So this would be more like a cup and handle than it would be a inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders. And it's not even that, because usually those are more rounded. Nonetheless, you treat it the same. Here's your resistance point, and if you get continuation above this pivot, cool, you can go long. There it goes.
There
See
it
ya.
just broke right through it. I was trying to get to telling you that.
So you treat it like a cup and handle, and you'll be a little bit more fortunate. But if this was a
let's
true head
see
and
now.
shoulders, it would be at the top of the trend. It would stick out. Left shoulder, right shoulder would be above that, or head would be above that. Right shoulder would be below it. That would be a head and shoulders.
Just got a nice little scalp off that breakout there, and I sized in.
Nice work, man. Make that money.
Good job, Ricardo.
So we still haven't really broken through
Thank you.
as far as we should have for that to actually be like we're about to make the next measured move.
Right.
Because you still got a few minutes on this candle, it could easily just reverse on you. But
Well,
if this 1 minute candle closes with a strong bar,
we met the measured move
then
for the
that's a
5
good
second.
sign.
Right there.
There it is.
Nailed. And that's one
That's
leg.
it.
This is your leg on the 1 minute chart. And we're not even at a quarter of that leg yet. So, yeah,
There's
you're
nothing.
right.
It
It hasn't quite
no news coming out.
given us a full breakout yet, but it can continue.
Sorry about that, guys.
Totally cool. We talk all over each other.
Yeah,
how we
there's
roll.
no more news coming out.
Nope, this is just natural price action.
So what tends to happen on Fridays when there's no news, if you look at the past, we get a lot of this. You get a bull. You can get a bull trend day out of this, and it's got that look I talked about many times before on a 5 minute chart. We got the downward movement, and then we've got the reversal, comes back up. This pattern right now is starting to look like a pattern that's going to trend all day long and then come back and do the very opposite thing in the power hour. It'll go up and come back down, and it'll look like twins at the end of the day. That's one scenario. But generally, if you think about it, how many Fridays have we had trend days after there was no more news?
Right.
So it is Friday, and we have not had a trend day. This could be the first trend day of the year. I'm not saying it will do that all day.
Right.
I'm just saying it could.
It can. But be aware of everything that's to your left. You've got all these different price points to go to. And the 200 is looming on that 200 2-hour chart right at the top of a gap. So
Right.
I'm going to mark this gap with a couple key pivots. Let's see if we can get my chart a little more nasty all of a sudden.
We had a volume gap at 3862.50. That was the bottom of a gap, and we're above that gap, and we've gone through where it was the top at 3876, 3877, and then I've got another gap above that at 3893.25.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. This chart, please. Thank you. Update.
So we had our 3 touches on that previous leg, and now you'd be looking for 3 touches again if we get another leg out of this on the 1 minute chart to find that spot where you could get in for a little reversal, a little pullback.
Right. So if this bear flag were to fail, essentially you got 2 zones to look at. One, it's retraced, when it retraces 50% of this pattern, you can expect a rejection there. So if it does make it through that 200 period, that's the extension, 389. If the bear flag's going to fail, it's got to break out above 389. And only then can it really be, have a chance at 100% retracement to like 402.50. But if it rejects in here, look out, because this will be your measured move to the bear side, and it will be a very quick move. So at least we have some levels we know we can get to. And I can go back and draw that diamond pattern and probably find up here at like 388 is about where that angular went on that megaphone or that diamond pattern. Nice, good work, Ricardo. Nailed that entire bar, dude. That's dope.
Thank you, guys. I owe it
I
to all
gotta
of you
go
guys.
see. Good job. Yeah, I bet it was. What gave you that in, that little doji?
Well, I saw it breaking out of the pivot.
Mm-hmm. Is that a 10-second chart?
No, that's the 1 minute.
Okay.
No, I was just waiting for it to break out. I got in, and then I saw it just go up, and I sized up, and then I just got out.
It's good. That little doji to the left,
What the
that little
heck?
cross-looking thing, that was a signal.
How the hell did I get soy on there? What the hell?
That was the signal, the doji.
When you had that doji, that signal, and then you had that next bar open with a full body and give you that little hammer look, that little doji was a good signal to buy the top of it, and then that bar, which would have been the bottom of that bar, and you got that hole in if you'd have done it that way, and you could have even set your stop at the bottom of that doji. It's a really tight stop, but that's another strategy where you use the signal candles, and then you can use the body of the signal candle to give you your risk reward 2-for-1, and then you can double it and basically use the math of the candle to get your target. And that's kind of what you did and didn't even know it. That's great. You just knew that was going up.
I just knew that was going up, so I sized up, to be honest.
Well, then you go. That's good. No, that's great, man. That's good. I'm glad you put the chart up because I was like, oh yeah, there's the little signal bar. That's my little friend.
Use a shot collar, sir.
I'm
Soon to
definitely
be,
going to review all those trades, that's for sure. That's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
a
it's good to
good
do.
trade.
soon to be bala. All right. There is an angular resistance here, and I'm trying to draw it out. This is that daily diamond here at the bottom of the majority of this bear trend here. And I'm not going to draw the rest of it because you don't need it.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning, YouTube.
And we've
Again.
been on there a little while.
I know. I remember. I just didn't know if we were still.
If you look at where this bear flag is, this is the angular resistance on the compression side of that diamond pattern, and we've essentially achieved a support zone here. We've attacked it a few times, and it held. So your super extension target goes right up to that 405 zone on the angular support from the compression side of that diamond pattern. So we've got that potential.
We hit yesterday's Globex high.
And here's a half leg measured move from this compression or from this accumulation here. So that's met that 385.05. I was looking elsewhere, but I forgot to put that pivot there. The other part of this is there's another expansion and compression zone here. You can see the diamond right there on the 2-hour chart. So there's another line in the sand, so to speak, for resistance. And before I could draw it, it gives us that extension. I'll draw that in white. And then for the angular support, we can kind of ghost it with this one. That's from the old mega or the old diamond pattern there. It's close enough. I don't want to make the chart so dirty again you can't see the damn price action. All right, let's go back to a 15-minute chart. What have we done? Well, we've sized. We've sized this entire pre-market move in this extension. So we pulled back. This move here is the same size as this move here. That's why we got that pullback. Let me see what Tesla's doing. I'm kind of curious to see if Tesla's going to break out again or not. It's still kind of hanging in limbo, but man, if it cooks that 108 pivot, we could see 112 today. 112, 112.50. There's an angular here. Just knowing where the rest of the dope is the key to it. Here's your angular support from that descending channel. And there's your trend line angular support right here, which is now angular resistance. So that's what that line comes from. And if you look at that on a daily chart, that stems all the way back. Here's your trend line. And there's your channel line. Oh, sorry. Here's your trend line. Here's your channel line. So in order to break a descending wedge, we've got to make a run to support, and then eventually that was previous support is now resistance. So we've got to get back through that if we're going to be bullish on Tesla. If not, well, we can take the short side too.
I think I made a mistake.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I sold the 377 right at that like doji.
Oh,
We went down and we're running up the bottom of the megaphone now, but we're retesting that zone. And if we don't break back out, then I'm on the wrong side of this. So I'm hoping that we follow that megaphone a little bit more, just enough to get me out of this position. Or if we blast up again, then I'll be very happy. But we never really completed the same measured move on the downside. We were about $1 short. So
Daily,
I was
$1
hoping
short.
to catch the remainder of that move.
All right, guys, I gotta get going, but thank you for everything.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for making killer trades and
I'm just following everything you guys taught me.
it's just one of many methods. I mean, we've got a diversity of different ways to get to the same price action. And like, dude, it's great when you guys get accumulation of any different style that works for you. We love that.
I'll try to come in for the power hour, but if not, have a good weekend. Okay, guys?
You too, man.
Take care.
Hey, you too. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Woohoo! Mullen going to 47.
I know, man. 3 more cents and my covered calls are struck, and then hopefully they'll just exercise them, and I'll walk away with a nice profit.
There you go. I'm looking at a big pile of puts expiring. Worthless would be awesome. That could go sell dollar puts. And then
All right, come on, Spy. Just jump up a little bit further. Let me out of this trade. This was a dumb trade to get into. You got a green hammer there. Selling pressure is low. You're still on the megaphone support.
it's kind of hanging around there. That pattern's basically been changed now, so yeah, you got your key support still in play. There's your measured move. So let me see here. There's a trend line I'm missing somewhere.
Right, cool. I'm back in the green on the short leg, so
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's actually
Mark,
at
to we appreciate you.
I'm gonna throw on
This might do one of those flags that we used to talk about in penny stocks on the 5-minute chart, where you get the bar and then you get the inverted hammer and then you get the bar after that. Very bullish look.
Yes, it is.
yeah, and that's
And
why I
that
sold
whole
the leg
area
was 2 strikes
becomes-
up from my original put, because I figured I can capture more that way, and I'm less likely to get burned. But I'll have to close it by the end of today, because if we reverse by tomorrow, that would be a very bad position to hold overnight.
All right, here's Trend Spider. This is your 1-minute chart. There's that critical pivot. It marked it out. I just opened this morning. It's got most of my dope already on it. Got a new pivot here. This is a new high, and it essentially just marks that out as a point of control. Or a point of value, I'm sorry. There's the trend line I was thinking of. If we do get a reversal, though, that's about where you'd expect it. Let's see, 50% bar, 384.75. No, it's just gonna let it go. You see your Bollinger Bands here? Upper band's letting open. Lower band's letting it open. We're good for a trend. I didn't even turn on my Bollingers. There we go.
Debate's doing that thing where you're gray volume levels aren't there.
Oh, that was always hit or miss on that thing. One day they might fix
I
it.
don't use them that much anyway.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm following other methods.
I'm having trouble typing this morning. I don't know what the hell's going on with my fingers. My brain's disconnecting from my fingers today. All right, Amazon's coming up to a critical resistance point too. Go ahead and draw that. If it'll let me. And we're back on the angular support. This guy here. And I want to find out where the resistance is on Mullen here. It's like right at 53 cents. Cool, man. Full measured move out of that. We could see a pullback on Mullen to about 44 cents from here, but it can also trend. Tesla's going to attack that 110. 108 was the key support, or key resistance before, now it's key support. Never trust a rally in a or in a bear market, but like I said, if this bear flag does fail, we know where all the key points are to see where it controls. Pop and drop classic would be like a 389 push with rejection. It could fail above that though.
If you look at the distance between where we are and the previous days where we fell down, we're actually closer to the 200 now. So if we do reject, it would actually kind of be in line with how we've been staying away from the 200.
Right. And current daily chart has that up at like 395.60 or whatever. But later on, after today, you would see that line come down to like 395, 394, and so on and so forth. It'll probably follow about this slope. So we ride it up, ride it down. We can even ride it sideways if we want.
Hey, this 385.35 point that is on your 5-minute, is that from just today's high earlier? Or did we already? No, we already broke that. So where's that coming from?
That's the that gap on the 2-hour chart.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right back here. That's the bottom of the gap.
So for my short position, then I may want to exit near here because we don't know if we're going to break through that or if we're going to fall back, right?
Well, if it's a net positive short position, if you like rotated the short leg enough times to pay for the long leg and then some, you can leave it on as a hedge and then try to day trade the upside. That way you can't lose on the bottom side.
Breaking out of the megaphone. Darn it.
Well, it's got another trend line on the base here, but it's kind of setting up a little weird. Usually you don't see these break like that. I've seen it once on the ES before, but that was an overnight. Ah, there we go. That's a harmonic. We'll come back and test 384.80. Unless we already did with that wick. I'm all out of whack this morning. keep that zoomed in. I'm gonna get the 5-minute up over here. What that would do is give us a 5-minute evening star here. There it goes. Did you end up getting a couple more market shares of Tesla, or didn't quite make your order?
It didn't make the order, sadly.
Oh. Nice. Good stuff, Mark from TO.
Cool. I liked out of that short for a couple bucks, and I'm just gonna stay out of it and let the market do something today. It may run up, it may not, but either way, I just didn't feel comfortable holding in there while we're at the gap
Yeah. I still
going
got
into
that.
lunch. If I hold that in the wrong way, I'd be in pain.
I still got that condor on, and I can go and do the same thing. I'll go and buy back the short leg, and then if price regresses back down, I can sell it again later and lock that in as a profit position. Call side's doing good though, and if it breaks out a little bit more towards like 386, I could roll that into a net profit butterfly, or I could just profit that side of the spread and keep the put side on until a pullback comes out, and then I can go and sell the short leg on the put side. Those are Tuesday expirations, so I've got some time to make some decisions on it up until the opening hour or opening range on Monday. At that point, I can either roll it or I can adjust it or do whatever I want to do to it. Yeah, our monthly membership is pretty dang cost effective there, Zach. And we got mentioned by Investopedia again. We are the best value trading educational community, and we're number 3 best overall. Woo-wee, go baby, go. Both those Amazon and Tesla spreads are kind of holding their own.
Getting out of that was kind of a little bit too premature. Even though we have the 2 dojis on the 5-minute, it's still climbing a little bit, and I could have been holding on for that.
It's got that look
But
like it can do more.
Taking lunch, and I don't know if it's going to break down. I really want it to, but if it doesn't, then I'm just letting Delta eat me and Theta eat me.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it just means that I'm no longer in a no-loss trade, and I could have just sat where I was and been happy. But I thought that I was going to make a good move on declining everything, but I need Delta to work with me a little bit.
Right.
But I don't think any of the economics was so good that it's enough for us to really keep running to the upside. So I'm hoping by the 20th we start burning down again, because the Fed's still going to raise interest rates and whatnot.
Yeah. We're right up against that next key pivot area too, so. Drag that down. Go back to the 2-hour chart. I'm a little dry and boring this morning. I don't know why. My brain's just not fully connected today.
It's all good. Mine wasn't connected day before yesterday.
So this 385.73, which is an odd number to have a pivot on. It's essentially just the bottom of this gap right here. And it actually should be 385.57, but that's all right. It's close enough. Oh, that's funny. Look at your 5-second chart. Peaked right to 385.57, right? If you read the dope on across the screen, or open, low, open, close, high, low, open 385.57 or 57 on the dot for the open of this red candle here. How cool is that?
Unimus.
There we go. We're breaking it. We're in the gap, guys. Just barely. We run that gap, it goes straight to 389, y'all. Not much to slow it down. Cool.
Got to break 38.93, 25 or 38.93-ish. This might be the area where the high is. It's the volume profiles on are always perfect, so it's kind of a fat line.
Right.
And we did move from that other volume profile that I spoke of earlier that we broke through. So we've gone through 2 volume profiles, and well, more than that. You know, we've got an area at 39.1975 that we've messed with. The high of the 4th is 38.9650. So this is looking bullish at the moment.
Nice. All right, pulling back a moment.
Yeah, it's got to have a little more strength if it's going to continue.
Yeah, it's that key zone again, just at the bottom of that gap.
Yep, you're sitting at the bottom of the gap, and those are some. Those candles say something, but they got to have another one after it that really says something on the 5-minute. This guy's got to close above the body of the previous candle.
We've met the opening range measured move setup here, right to it. And if we get a third leg, that's where that gap fill is. But that would be the whole trend today. Let me see here, 379, 385, $6 move. So that'd be a leg and a half up to 380, 389 there. Let me see here.
Yeah, almost really got to push up a little bit if it's going to close right.
All right, I just close the range down. That's what I'm talking about. The third leg would put it right at 389. Stinking cool. Still got that old bear flag out there, man. It's still plain as day right in front of us.
Yeah.
You know, don't ignore that thing. And like we keep saying, never trust a rally in a bear market. Never ever. Not until you see a full-on reversal that has to take full effect. And bear flags are not reversals, my friend.
Right.
It's got that look, but not saying it can't fail. But we know exactly where all the key resistance points are in this whole thing. And check this out. Why won't it let me? There it is. Open on this red candle here was 388.36. Technically there should be a pivot there, but it's already kind of there, 389, close enough. High was 388.61. And low was 381.54. So that 381.54 would be where our retrace target would be if this broke over and ended up being a legit pop and drop bear flag on this daily chart here. So there you have it. That's my outlook on SPY. It's nobody's game until this flag either breaks or fails.
$38.96.50.
Yee.
That was the high of the 4th.
Started trading, I'm reading a comment. Started trading MNQ last year. Until now, I'm down $2,300 in total. How can I make that back? Study. Learn price action. When you learn price action, you start scalping stuff like on a 5 and 10 second chart. And you just make these little base hit 3-pointers over and over and over again until your account looks positive again. That's about all I can say on that. Everybody kind of pays what we call the trader's tuition, and that's, that ranges from everybody from like, a grand or so to, 20, 30 grand in some cases. And extreme cases, we've seen over 100 grand. So, I mean, it's, it happens. Everybody pays their dues, so to speak. But what it comes down to is, are you able to learn from your mistakes and move forward with them and make progress in making better and smarter decisions on your trading? And price action does all of that. And study that price action and then study your trades you make on that price action, and that's where you start to make some progress.
That's from YouTube. Jeremy?
Yeah, there's a comment on the YouTube channel there.
Yeah, and come join us.
That too. We'll walk you through it.
Because we'll walk you through, because we're putting stuff together now. We ain't never had to put together before, but now we're putting it together in detail so that traders can have an idea of what strategies they can use and they can pick from.
Yes, sir.
Just takes a little while to put them down, but we're getting them.
And we are growing in content like you won't believe. And when we launched the new site, dude, it's like game changer for all of our members.
This is this might just have to see what this candle does. It's not giving me the look that those 3 dojis previously. I was expecting this would have needed to be a big green bar.
And that 5-minute candle has about 35 seconds.
Yeah, and it's looking like a topping tail.
Yep.
Which is sometimes a clean reversal candle. But we got one of those earlier, if you remember, and it was a red one. And it just wound up being a little bit of a pullback.
And where it is at in the trend here kind of makes a difference too.
Yeah, it could be if it closes green, then you could get that next push up again.
Right.
But it would have to like really break through, because that's a tweezer top on the 1.
And I said it before, like the the thing with the trader's tuition thing. I started in the opposite side. I started with very little money and turned it into a very functionable working capital. And over time, I've been able to draw from it and take care of a lot of different things in my life, like pay off a house and become completely debt free, that type of stuff. Now I'm like at a point where I've got a couple medical bills paid off, and I'm basically restarting, not with my initial amount. I literally started trading with $5, kid you not. But going down the road here, I'm looking at restarting this year with enough capital to really continue earning and paying my bills. So I'm not too worried about it. But now I've got like nothing but blue sky ahead. So whatever the market does, I'll keep trading it, and overall, my net profit is always better than my losses, so doing something right.
Yeah, that trend looked like it kind of wore out a little lost a little steam, but it still looks kind of strong on like the 15-minute. We're just fighting with an area that high of the fourth at 38.96.5. That's where we're fighting right now.
Right. Got the old crossroads pattern here. Boop.
I'm gonna step. Oh, it's 11:11.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign off of YouTube, and then I gotta grab a quick lunch, and then today I will be hanging out with createonmoney.net.
Cool.
About 20 minutes or so, and I think I'm gonna start talking about a couple things in that. I don't even remember what year it was because everything kind of blends together for me timeline wise, but I went and within 6 weeks last year or the year before or whenever the hell it was, I think it was last year, did a wheel trade on CEI as sort of a training course or an example course. Within 6 weeks on that thing, I had a negative cost basis of 13 cents a share, and I closed that with a pretty nice profit per 100 shares, just trading the wheel strategy on that thing. And it's getting close to a point where I might be able to do it again. I think I want to wait for it to hit about $1.50, and as long as it has good volume on the weekly options, which it does have now, and the bid-ask starts to tighten up a little bit, that'll be a very worthy equity to try and practice that wheel trade strategy on, where even if it remains somewhat bullish, there's so much premium to be made selling options on that thing that you can have at least a 95% chance of staying under the slope of the trend with your cost basis, meaning it can be slightly bearish and you can still earn enough premium swinging the short legs on a wheel trade over and over and over again to beat that decline so much that you'll be in profit no matter what. And I think I could do it again with this one. It's very possible. If it hits that $1.50 and stabilizes and starts to go sideways even better. And at that point, I would be able to just generate income on whatever price action it gave me and maintain a low enough cost basis to where I could probably get that chance to be at a negative cost basis within 6 weeks again. So definitely watching that thing. It might give you a really good opportunity to practice your wheel trade strategy. And what it is you're taking very minimal risk on a wheel trade for a stock trading at $1 or $1.50 or whatever, and you're learning really fast how to do it. And then you take that knowledge that you get, that experience that you get from wheel trading something like that, and apply it to a blue chip, and then you've got a really neat income strategy, so that you can beat every buy and hold investor on the planet with that strategy. No one can touch you. You'll literally be trading like a market maker, man. So anyway, I'm going to sign off the YouTube as I'm watching this bearish measured move here play out on the 5-second chart. We're right at a critical support point, 385.25. Let's draw a pivot real quick, and I'm going to go.
Tweezer top. See what it does here.
Yes, sir.
Might not respect that. That is, a lot of green bars.
5 minutes still on the 8 period, but I'm going to let that 5-minute candle close and tell me what to do.
Yes, it is. And you're at that globe right above the Globex high of today, today's Globex. So
Yep.
that's why you got to watch and wait.
Retracement done. Bearish measured move done.
If it was going to
right
come
here.
down, it would have hit really hard. Yeah, the retracement of the 5-minute candle.
5-second. Right
Oh,
here. This
God.
bearish measured move right here.
You are on the 5-second chart. It's amazing.
There's your leg. Accumulation, leg, bounce, 50% retracement, done. That fast. No sooner than I drew where the key pivot was. Bounced right off that sucker with a double bottom, went through R1, target 1, target 2, climbed out right to the 50% retracement, measured move. Wham. Now we go short. 2 Too late.
It
Don't go
is.
short yet.
Hang on.
That was a classic reverse button play right there.
And dude, that is perfect.
And that was a very,
Open.
very nice 3-pointer. All right, guys. We'll see you next week on YouTube there. You know, I could do the old cliche, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Better yet, tell your friends. And certainly check us out. We're at www.bullishbears.com. Check out our website. You know, our monthly rates is $47. As Ryan said before, you know, you can take a family of 4 to Chick-fil-A for that. And that's just one meal. We give you a whole lot more food than that because we're going to teach you everything we know about how to fish this market. And we're going to tell you the best bait, best lures, best gear. And give you the knowledge on how to use it. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys next week. And like I said, tell your friends, like and share.
Bye, YouTube. See you next week.